Let's talk about medications now. As your loved one gets closer to discharge, your case manager will fax the prescriptions written by the doctor at Magee to your pharmacy of choice, usually 1 to 2 days prior to going home, prior to discharge. Your pharmacy will notify Magee if any of those prescriptions require insurance prior authorization. If they do require the Magee doctor to call your insurance for this prior authorization, we will submit the documentation for that as soon as possible to prevent a gap in time for you to receive those medications once you go home. If your pharmacy tells you directly that your medication requires your doctor to call the insurance, please call your case manager immediately so that we can get that process started. It's very important for you to be familiar with your loved one's prescription plan. Not all medications are covered by prescription plans. Some are considered over-the-counter or OTC, and some may not be covered at all, even if the Magee doctor provides the documentation for prior authorization. Any questions about any of these things should be directed to your case manager, even if it's after the discharge. A comprehensive list of discharge medications will be reviewed and discussed with you and your loved one prior to discharge. You'll be given this list to take home with you and also to take to your primary care physician, who will be ordering your medications going forward, including refills. Another thing to remember is that your loved one may have been on some medications prior to coming into Magee, and it's very important to discuss this and to look at this critically to make sure that medication dosages have not been changed. We don't recommend going back to taking the medications that you had at home without thoroughly discussing this with your Magee doctor or your primary care physician or your family doctor.